Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So the other link, actually I don't know what happened, but I had to restart my entire PC. So this is a new link. I don't know how many of you are actually going to join, but if you're watching it later, just the next time what you can do is you can try. If something happens, I'm trying to set up a system, but a system actually sometimes I don't know why what happened this time. Everything was good, but things exactly, that's where technology you can't depend on. So anyways, welcome back to my channel. So today we are actually going to do this uh, flower and lily pads. So lotus flower and then lily pads, simple. I've sketched already, as you can see. That is the sketch. The sketch is actually going to be available on my website. I'll leave you a link once this is done. So now what we can do is let's get started. So if you're here for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That actually helps channel grow, and then more and more you share with your friends and family, so they watch, and then I get more views, and then the channel gets spread among your friends and family. Then more and more people can watch and learn. So, and today with me I have my daughter here. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so let's get started. So that's a sketch. What I've done is, this is my canvas. I've done canvas pad, so I've done it all by myself. So
It's very thick one looks like.
it's not bought, and then the canvas cloth is attached to that. It's a little bit older, so you can see a little bit of that. But that with painting, actually, we can manage that. This is my palette, so that's what we are going to try.
And you might want to be changing the water in the middle of your painting so that the paint doesn't get mixed on your cloth.
If you have, because it might get messy. So flat brush, one bigger round brush, one bigger not one rigger or liner brush. I think this should be enough for this painting. It's not big enough, but I can cover the entire area. And the paints that I don't have, according to that reference photo, I don't have exact color. I think this is the right color. I should have taken crimson, but this is Quinacridone Violet. And then all these paints what I'm going to use are all Winsor Newton, so that's the color that I'm going to use. So let me, and these ones as well, all of them are Winsor Newton. So let's just, what we'll do is, first we'll start with the flower itself, because that's where the main thing is. The flower, if you look at the reference photo again, it's a photo from top. So if it was from either horizon, you are able to see, or otherwise the bank or with the trees, any other little bit of reflection is there. But we'll make sure that uh, we'll go according to that reference photo itself. So let me just pull up that reference photo here for myself, because I just restarted the PC.
Just remember there are a lot of lily pads.
No, that's the color. So simple color, actually. Some techniques that which I think are easier. You can actually just follow along if you have the colors ready. So you should have something which is ready, right? Okay, so I'm good with that. That one, that one. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start with the flower. With I'm going to start with just round brush. I'm not going to use any of the other brushes. This is enough, so that I can actually get the contour of the petals of the flower itself. So in between, actually, as far as I can see, there is more of orange, then that violetish, then white and yellow is there. So we'll just follow along with that. I'm going to take my Quinacridone Violet. Don't need much as far as I can see, but we need more white. So I will take white, enough white. Let's see. Okay. So if you need, we can put. Okay. Let's just concentrate from the center. And also I need some orange too. I'll just put it now itself because it looks like it's most of it is actually blended, so I don't want that to put that later. So little bit of orange. Much we only need a bit. So now what we'll do is let's go with this. That's going to be a little bit different color, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead with this color itself. So let's put some white to that. I think otherwise it's too dark. Okay, let's go petal by petal, and that's what is best, I think. Don't try to paint everything in one go. We'll go petal by petal. So the center one, actually we need to leave that center part. I'm going to leave that. The outer petals will go after that. So first let's deal with what is inside. So that's all the petals. So that's where that darkness is there. You have to remember that this is acrylic, so it's actually going to dry darker. And although we have added a little bit of white to that, okay, that is that petal. So you have to see where the petal is actually folded, from which angle you are actually looking at. Flower is something, anything actually. It's just a foreshortening, so you need to know exactly how it looks like. So while this is still wet, what I'm going to do here is I will just take some orange. I'll put some orange in between, mix with that violet, blend it there itself. So then we will have the color blending there itself. So I don't have to worry about it. Those are petals, but little bit. Okay. So then for this, I will also need the very bright yellow ones. We will do it later. So for that reason, I'm going to take a little bit of yellow. Let it blend with the color itself. So let it blend with the color itself. As you can see, this is opaque, also opaque. This is the one transparent, which is the violet one. And others, as we go, I will actually show you that. So this should be some lines here because I need something to be, once it dries then we put again. That's enough. We will not no too much. That should be good enough. Okay, that yellow is enough. We'll come back to that. So now while this is still wet, what I'm going to do here is I'll take some like a dry brush, apply it on your brush, and then try to make sure that you make sure that that petal is actually going to look like petal. Some highlights, because then you have to manage with dark and light. Only then that petal is actually going to look more of three-dimensional rather than here is dark, this is dark, this is the petal which is come. This one I need, so I'm going to put some, and I also need this one too. I'm going to make it simple. Don't work it out too much. So that should be more than enough. So those petals are there. Something if it is overlapping, so here I can actually overlap that part. So I know that that petal is overlapping and that petal can overlap there too a little bit. Here we are actually looking at it from this side, so I won't be able to see some overlapping ones. Okay, so that's more than enough. Next, let's go to the outer one. So we'll follow the same rule again. So this time actually I'm going to add more white to my more white to my here. We'll start from out upper. This is still, that one is still lighter, so I'm going to leave a little bit of white there, so I don't want that to. Okay, so little bit of lighter, and then again wash my brush, go back with the straight, although it is transparent. Now it's light here, so I'm going to play with darker, then only that petal will actually be shown through properly. So you have to, this is what you need to play with, and make sure you can actually reference your photo too, because if the values, the darkness of color is same, you won't be able to differentiate the petal. So again I'm going to go with white this time again. So as you can see, I'm going petal by petal, so it'll be easier for you to. So now let's bring this all together. If I want to put any lines, let it dry, then I can actually put a little bit of white lines later, or otherwise you can just pull it across, so you know you got some lines. That's what that petal. Then next again we do the same thing for all the petals. So this is the folded one. So there is one more folded here. So I need to have this little bit lighter compared to the other one. So let's put that lighter first. Then we'll come back with that. Actually, this should have been lighter. Okay, let's. Otherwise, that side is dark, so this has to be lighter. Who's that? Who is that? Just a minute. I'm just going to share this on. It's okay. The one which is live, I need to share this because that has changed. So many of them might be looking for that. So let me just share this link on Facebook too. Uh,
You have to have a lot of patience mainly for the center part of the flower.
right. Correct. I am.
So remember,
I am now.
the lily pads are waterproof. So there is not like the water is not means the water is not seen on the lily pad. The water is seen because it is
Mm.
waterproof. If it was not waterproof, the water will not be clearly seen on the lily pad.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
Correct. Yes.
So that's why that's more of a challenge when the leaf is waterproof.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Before it dries, we need to continue with that. Okay, so that is done, and I just want to share this on
Acrylic dries faster.
chat. Just a minute. Hmm. Okay, I think that's fine. So what from okay, so let's get back to this white again. Start from there. As we go outwards, I'm going to make it lighter and lighter. So you have to keep that in mind. Okay, here is correct. Okay, so now let's try to apply some darker color of front, darker version of the same, but that is going to be so this one is overlapping, so we need to sure I'm pulling it outside towards that, so darker is there. I can bring it from there. That should be enough. I'm not going to play too much with that. Again, let's add just a drop of water to it. Darker and lighter. So that's where you need to play with. Okay, so now again pull it outwards. So if you need to put any white, we'll put it later because now otherwise it will mix with that color. So we don't want that. So let's try. The next dark is see this is the petal which is folded. So we need inside light won't reach. So outside is the one which is the highlight. So I'm actually going to put darker inside. We need to make otherwise you won't be able to show the petals. You have to manage values, manage the color darkness and lightness value of the color itself. So that's one petal. And if we need to put white, like I said, we'll put white. So that is the folded one. We need to put a little bit of highlight. So this one is folded on top. So that means actually I need to that is folded. So I will actually make it darker at the bottom. So then this will be lighter. This is folded outwards. So I'm going to make sure that contour of the color application should also follow your brush strokes. So that's one thing you need to remember. Next again we'll do the same thing for this one too. uh, this is folded that side, so this actually has to be darker. Inside actually has to be darker. We didn't do those two petals too. Sometime it's going to take time because it's not difficult, but it's just the detail that how much you want to put inside. So that's the main intention. There it is. This one is folded, but I won't be able to see this here. I'm going to just draw a line just inside that side, so it is like this folded, right? Okay, leave it like that. And here I need white, but all these whites will come back and together. So let's talk about this one. So again, that's going to be dark. As you can see, it's all dark inside. If I'm not going to put that dark, then it will compete against the value of the other one, and then I won't be able to see. So I will mix and match the colors so that light against dark, and any lines we want to put whiter, we'll come back and put that white later. This one I will leave it as dark itself, not worried. And line we need to put, so let's try to put some line there too, just to show that. There, wash your brush if you want. Main thing is yeah, should be enough. So we'll leave it like that. So at least I'm able to see petals here. It's not that any white will drag. You'll will use it as uh, We will use it as. Nilishka, can you give me that spray bottle? Okay, so let's try the other one too. Here is white, so I am actually going to put bigger portion here, darker here, and then lighter here, because as far as I can see, there is this darker. Again, the folded petal, so it's not straight. So the thing is, let's try. I need to squeeze more
We're also
color
going
here,
to be
and this. Yes, let
we're
that be.
also we're also going to be spraying something on the paint so that it
No,
will
that
dry
is.
slower.
Yeah,
Turpentine?
no, that is just a retarder. You can actually spray just the water itself. Doesn't have to
That
be.
will make the paint more moist and it will also make the paint dry less.
There are different places that, because I'm not using it for again different technique or different subject. If I'm painting, I'll spray it on. I use this. Just this is retarder. You can actually use water itself. And as you can see that white against this, I think I need to put a little bit white there, so we will come back and put that because it has to dry. And main thing is we are not smooth blending, so you have to keep that in mind. These for petals, as you can see, the lines are actually shown through, so we are not smooth blending. I'm not even worried. The lines actually has to be shown through, and some lines we need later, so those are the lines we'll manage later. Anything which goes through, so I'll leave it. Not going to blend too much, just that color. That's enough. So here is light, again some dark. I need to squeeze some more paint. It's not enough, but let's just see. So that is where the line is. We need to put again a little bit of highlight on that folding. Let me just squeeze some paint. I'm going to squeeze a little bit at a time and then spray some water. I'll just take this and spray this. Okay, sprayed. Okay, let's get back to that. That is done. That is done. So here again, lighter and darker. So I am going to go with again a little bit lighter here. Remember, acrylic dries darker, so you have to keep in mind whatever value you mix, it's actually going to be enough. This one actually has to be a little bit lighter here. Light touches here, so from top light touches, so that means actually you need to keep in mind that there, and this one will have more white. It's more bright actually, not more white, more brighter, same color. So again folded. Main thing with flowers is where you struggle is painting petals. Daisy, all of them are easy. Even many of them are actually you can do it with some strokes, but when it comes to different angles, is not going to be as easy as you think. But main thing is you have to concentrate on uh, how they are folded, the structure, all of that. I think I am going to put some dark there. It is not dark enough at the bottom, and then it gets lighter as it gets a light. We need to put a little bit dark there, so I am going to put some lines here so we know the contour is on that side, like that, so it's folded again. We will leave that because if I want to separate this white, I need to put that dark here. Only then you will be able to see that dark. Yeah, leave it like that. We will manage anything that comes along as we go along. Again, I'm going to, this is the center part, it's full dark. I can't see much, so but I need to put the folded ones, which I'm going to put it now. Another simple way of doing that. That's enough. That's folded, so I can actually see it from top, right? We'll do the same thing again. Darker color. It's repeated. So many petals are there, but that's a subject I've chosen, so can't do anything. You just have to go through with this. Takes longer time. Have patience, because even if you are painting, it's not going to happen in 15-20 minutes. So it will take time. So this is inside, and the petal is folded. So in between petals are all folded here. So we have to just manage with light and dark. And then wait, let me just make this little bit lighter, because this is the folded part. Be careful with the shape. Main thing is, it's all about even application of color contour. So as you can see, this is folded, but I need to put some dark at the bottom. So what I'm going to do here is, I'll just take a little bit of dark and put some strokes here at the bottom, just like that, just like that. So which are actually going towards the center or the tip of the petal. It's the contour, so you need to make sure that you follow that, right? So, and if I want to put some lines while this is there, this is wet, inside actually some should be there, right? So this is one thing, that if you want too much bright lines, do it later. So I'm not going to use any dark anywhere, in the sense mixed with the black or any other burnt sienna or anything. I'm just going to play with only these two three colors. But as we go out, it's all more white, so that white I will show through when we put the outside one. So the one more is left, which is folded. Two more, three more are folded. Okay, let's just get this straight. Okay, little bit darker than the one on the left, right? Similar, I have taken similar one, but main thing is it doesn't have to be exactly the same. I have drawn exactly which is resembling what reference photo I have put. So again, some lines here, blend that color, and those lines actually follow the contour. And then again, some lighter color outside folded, so that I can differentiate between the folded ones, the back where the light touches, and just the line on this side, so that I get the back of that. So the difference is that white lines we'll put later. Let it dry, because once we put a little bit of here, then we come back and try, and then we'll complete that painting. So then again, going back with the dark one. Okay, so that's a darker one. Now as you can see, once I put the dark, you'll be able to see that white of the petal. Otherwise it's competing. Usually this type of painting, you can different ways of approaching this, mainly the canvas what you have chosen. You get a white canvas, so you have to see that this is looking very dark because this is bright. So I'm going to put some lines inside, and then a little bit lighter now, more lighter. Again, just some lines outside. Just like, I feel that inside I cannot see the petal properly. So if I put that darker, then feels like it is folded. So we will see anything which is, I feel that maybe here some extra we have put, maybe here some extra. We have to manage all this with some dry brushing later. Then next is this petal. This is actually more of a very light. So I'm going to start with the lighter one because it doesn't have darker. So here is the light part and outside is even lighter. So I will leave this here. Take white this time because it's getting whiter as we go outside the center of the flower. So try to pull it inside. Try not to bring it too much. Okay, that's white enough because I can't see much of the color here. Here has to be a little bit darker, otherwise I won't be able to see that folding again. There, that folding. If we need a little bit darker, we can. Let's put a little bit darker at the bottom. Okay, that's enough. So all of the other petals are very light. So I'm going to take much of white and less of this. Try to get this covered with the same color. So let's try. That's more of white. All others are actually not much. This is overlapping this, so I am going to put just a little bit there. Go to the next one again. There. If you want to differentiate petals, so we need to put some lines. At a time, I'm going to do three petals at a time. So then I know that's enough. So now all I need is just white because this is actually going to show when we put the outside color. Every time I'm washing my brush, so I don't get too much of pink there or that violet, the better. Okay, so this is where if you want that overlapping, just put one line, should be more than enough, and then blend it. A little bit of blending, so that way we know what is actually there, what is not there. Okay, so let's do the same thing for this one too. This has to be brighter when it is darker around, so we will see when that detail I will put it at the end. Anything because now because of the color contrast that which I can't see. Put all those colors just just like that. So when we need that overlaps there, so put that overlapping line we'll put first. Let me just put some white to this. So a little bit of white. Just a little bit of white. Make sure that your contours brush is getting too much color. So then wash the brush again. Go back with the.
We're doing here a lot of detail because the petal is not flat, it's curved. So to get the curved structure in the painting, like everyone says, we are trying to paint 3D on 2D. So that's why again I am saying the petal is not flat, it's curved. So that's why you have to know exactly where to put which color.
Put it slowly, just that is a very important thing. See now the color what I am painting now, these two colors are same. I won't be able to see the petal. So what we can do is just take a little bit of dark
and you have to make like an outline.
Put one line and then blend it. So
it's like a shadow.
Now that is done. So that's done. Wash the brush, go back with white, come back with all that. It looks white, but we'll put some lines again. So let's take as much as possible here.
The lotus itself is taking so much time than the lily pad in the water.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's pull this inside first and then we'll try to pull it out.
Maybe I have to make part 2 for this.
Part 2, no. Once live you just need to finish it.
It'll take ages.
I don't know. I thought this is going to take an hour, but we had a problem initially, so now we just have to complete that. We will just see what happens. Okay, so here again has to be lighter because these two are darker here, so I'm going to just put light because I will be able to see those petals. If you cannot, then again do the same thing. So here that comes there. Here I'll put some dark, so let's just see how this works out, because if I'm going to put white, this has to be darker. If not, let's just see. First let's put this and then analyze that. Again it should value anyways, you have to play with that, so it's not going to be so here I'll put some white. That is the folding. That's a folding. So okay, anything we put it later. So now the next thing is it's just white here, some light color. Can actually mix some green in that. Actually, green lines are there. It's more pinkish. I don't want more pinkish. That's just white. Green. Okay, let's just try some green lines. I need to put just a touch. Don't want, and that too, I want that to be just like that, just like that. Very light green, not much. Actually, I need to get some lines on this one too, just like that. That's enough. Not all of them have so, but here something else is there. How will I differentiate between these two petals? So there, and we'll blend that. That's enough. Then next this one. So I need some more white and some green on the edge. Green on the edge. So let's just see if this just white. Okay. That is the correct round brush, I think. Otherwise, it will be filbert you can use, but those petals are actually not exactly like filberty type. So let's just put some lines on this one too. White and lines. Two more petals should be done, but here I see that some green is there in this. The edge. Some green for that. Just the representation. And two more should be good. Again, we're almost there at least, and then we can underpaint the lily pads, all of them.
Let's finish the lotus.
First finish the lotus.
Mm-hmm.
Finish who?
Oh, yeah. Already 45 minutes wait.
Uh-huh.
Look at the time, 43. Look, 44. 44 and 2 seconds. Oh my god.
Maybe we should have only painted
Maybe.
only this lotus flower.
Yes, I remember. I'm not even correct lotus.
Huh?
There will be the lily pads and droplets, then the reflection in the water. Everybody's already lost sweating.
Okay. Let's just see last of the petal.
Maybe actually have to make part 2 as a lily pads.
Part two.
Part 2 line.
Many of them will not turn up, or maybe they will be eager to watch the second one. Mhm.
Or maybe instead of the lily pad, only the lotus flower in plain water.
No. Finish that. Doesn't take that long. It's almost done. Then we can put. Okay, I think we have done enough. We'll see any highlights we need to put. Yellow, if you want to put that, is the last one. So we'll play along with that. First things first. So what we do here is I'm going to use chromium oxide green, the one which I did, and this is opaque color. So I will use that. No, what I should have done here is, wait a minute, I will not do that. First, let's paint that wherever dark is. I'm going to use Payne's gray. You can actually mix blue to that. Payne's gray is already bluish, so I'm actually going to leave it as Payne's gray, and I will make it light by mixing with white. I'll take the entire white and mix this with white. You can add blue to this if you want, but here it's more of a grayish, so I am actually going to go with that grayish color itself. Right. So wherever it is, the dark ones I will not. There are places where I need to put this, so I will actually put that as according to. Wait, I will not use this brush. This brush is not comfortable. Use the soft brush. There are so many other things that I'm going to put in this, just one by one. Bluish gray water, so that's the water. It's actually a reflection of sky, it's not something different. So we will paint all these places. Only then we'll be able to see that lotus properly. I need to mix more. Okay. Remember that it's going to dry a little bit darker, so I am actually going to mix this light bluish gray. Otherwise this doesn't have to be perfect, so we will manage that with. Be careful with this because it is sharp edge. That's why I took this brush, so I'm able to use the corner of the brush. Some more brush, paint. Yeah. Don't want to do it in a hurry, so it will take time. You have to just be a little bit patient. If you are painting along, paint. If you are watching, watch this first and then see how you feel about it. Just a touch of water. Okay, all these details we can actually manage it later. Just put that. Gray color, gray color. Okay, here again. Again that. I'll put this here, then we'll manage it. Well, anyway, it's going to be darker, so. Okay, next here, a little bit more. At least try not to touch the lily pad because I need that to be very green, not grayish green. Again, mix some more color. Just some irregular shape here. It doesn't have to be a exact circle. That is the surrounding. I can actually put some more dark outside. Blend it so it is it's correct there. Okay.
So finally finish the lotus. Hmm?
Hmm.
Finally finish the lotus. Huh?
And that one done long time ago.
I hope all the people who are watching there are also happy that we finally finished the lotus.
But what to do? Painting is just like that. It doesn't happen just like that, right? Okay, there's something else here. We need to put. So this gets overlapped. So this one actually has some of this color coming along here, the water, according to this, right? Okay, any highlight or shadows then. there is a pad which goes, and I need to have a little bit of that pad goes there, and this is also very dark. First, let's put any darker things we'll put later. Now I will use round brush. That corner is difficult to reach. So there it goes. That's a dark one. We need to put a little bit darker. So for now I will leave it as is, and then we'll analyze according to this round comes here. So this one actually has a gap here with water. Okay. So next is we can paint that. The dark one we'll paint later. So what we'll do is we'll go with that lily pad. So that is actually a mixture of some kind of brown or reddish. Okay, this is red iron oxide. So I'm going to use this with white and green because it has all the colors. Some white. Okay, so let's try with green. That was, which green was that? Chromium oxide green. Okay, and then take that because it's going to be brown because green is made up of yellow and blue, and then this is reddish oxide. So I am going to take that more of reddish type and then try to put that here. No, that is too much. Green also I need. So I am going to use that. This is actually going to be very dark. So I have to make sure blend white in that later. Mm, this is more of I'll put this first and then we'll blend with little bit white. So that way everything is blended on the canvas itself. I'm not going to mix this color on the palette. Okay, so there, that is there, a little bit of green is there. Then we take white and just put that. Then let's see, little bit of white. This has to be a little bit darker. Okay, that much white is enough because it has to be darker. I can't make it too bright. Okay, let's go with again that red little bit. It's a kind of brownish lily pad, something in water. So brownish, greenish, something like that. So some droplets are on that one as well. So we will just try see how to put that because if I want to put the droplets, I need to make sure that the darkness and lightness is exactly right what we want. That is green. That is the edge. Just smudge this, and then that will be good enough. That's the bottom one. Let me just put some here. Okay, just adjusting the camera so you can see the real color. Don't want that. Okay, so there is white is there, some white patch, and some white patch here too. Light, it gets light here, so light doesn't reach there, so that one actually has to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to make it a little bit darker at the bottom. Add touch of Payne spray, and here a little bit more Payne spray, little bit darker here and there. That is, I need to blend it now itself, so it has that darkness underneath that. Also has the same thing here too. I need to manage now, right, while it is wet. So as you can see, that one should have enough of darkness under that because light doesn't reach there, right? Okay, so next is all about green, green and white, but the edge is actually mixed with that. So we'll go one by one. Uh, Again, we'll use that brush itself. Big one. Let's take green as much as possible because we'll be using this a lot, and white we will be using it a lot. So white is already there. I'll still take some more white to this, but you have to keep in mind that there are some things that we need to blend as we go along. That is the main intention. Let's go with this. Some yellow is there. We will try whether that yellow is but that green will try too darker, so I need to add some white to that. And I will also take some hooker's green we had here on the palette. What will do is I'll take some more here because that is little bit darker, but the main thing is you have to remember this is actually transparent, so that's fine, works for me. So we'll blend all together just one by one. This light is enough because it's going to be darker anyways once it dries. So first let's start with this. Take a drop of water. So here this is where you need to manage whatever you had in terms of don't worry, if you are painting on paper then you will have a different challenge because paper will suck, but if it is acrylic paper it can hold paper little longer, no, paint wetness longer, so you can actually blend. If not, you will have problem of blending. I will let you know now itself, you get to know what I'm talking about, what blending I'm talking about, right? So this has to be lighter. We'll try to match exactly whatever is there on the reference photo. The main thing is it's not doesn't have to be exactly picture perfect, then you won't be able to call that as okay. So that is that, and then this is where I was talking about blending that hooker screen. So what I want you to do here is put some hooker screen somewhere on the edge here, somewhere on the edge here, and then also somewhere here, and then somewhere there. So just blend this with this brush itself so I can actually see that darkness, right? Right? That actually gives more of a 3D look than flat. That is there. That should be enough. So let's blend this properly so we don't want. Okay, should be more than enough. Anything we need to. So one thing is in that picture we have some yellow. My yellow is dried, so I need to take some yellow patches, and then some. Let's take some yellow Let's see how that works out. Yellow patch, yellow patch, a little bit yellow patch here and there, some yellow patch here. Right? But with that yellow patch, we have something inside that reddish color, so I'm actually going to put that one too. Just a bit, and it doesn't have to be. And some dots here and there. All that's not there. I'm just trying to put, so not too much. We'll just rub this little bit so it doesn't have to be dark. So the rest of them just leave it as is. So that's good. It's fine enough. Then now again we go back with another this pad. So as you can see, this is lighter, this edge actually has to be darker. So what I will do is I'll start with the hooker screen first, so I can get that darkness right. I don't want to apply that as a layer. Then I know my values are right. See, now if I put that darker against that, it looks more dominant that it's actually on top. So that should be more than enough. And there is a little bit of green this side too. You can use layering method too, but you have to wait. If I'm using this as a layering method, I will do it for at least 2 or 3 days, because then I need to make sure that the bottom layer, then the glaze type, I can actually use the colors. Here actually light touches, so I'm actually going to put that. Hmm. Okay, there is something else that we needed to do, but we will see. Wait, just a minute. Don't want to get sidetracked with that. This is just the application, so you can actually put some green in between too. Doesn't it? And mixing color on the go, so you have to keep that in mind. And I'm also mixing all of them on the canvas. Little bit on the palette, but blending everything is on the canvas. So make sure that it is very, just touch it so I know that here, right? Some patches here and there. I'm not going to put any yellow. What I will do here is I'll just take that red oxide color, and I will try to put some lines here and there. We'll blend this. We'll blend that, not everywhere. So as you can see, that actually makes more sense. Even for not that white, even for this, I should have put a little bit here and there. Okay, let's just see how it works out. Wash the same brush and then try to just blend it. Here this is wet, so I can actually make that reddish. See, as you can see, that actually looks more realistic when I put that, the edge mainly. Not everywhere, don't put it everywhere, but then that doesn't make any sense. Blend it, because that has to be mixed with my green, right? That has to be mixed with the green. So that is there. That's there. Okay, makes more sense. Good. So I think I'm not going to put anything, but there is something else is there underneath this. This has to be a little bit darker, because there is shadow underneath this. I'll just blend this and leave it. Little bit blending. Okay, I think it should be good. Otherwise, if I really need it should be darker. I'm actually going to put that dark here. That darkness should be enough, I think. So let's go with this one, so underneath one, and then we'll paint the next one. We'll still have same paint, same white, same darkness at the edge. So I have to, okay, let's go. There is petal here. Their petal actually has come on top of this. I am going to use this little bit is the green and that. Here again I need to put all this. Okay, let's see. Details we'll put one by one. There is green, so I am not going to touch there. And there is little bit that is there and this is there. So let's take that green and we go a little bit. Okay, a little bit of green this side. There. The one which I thought is actually going to take less time is actually taking longer than I expected. Okay, let's turn this little bit and just try to figure out where that reddish type is there. Just do it slowly. Burnt sienna you can use, but I would suggest actually use something like red. Maybe you can use burnt sienna with added more red to that. Only then you get that little bit of brownish. Uh, Otherwise, you'll get a different texture altogether. So let me add some different color altogether. Let me add some here because according to that I can see that there is little bit darkness or reddish is there. I am actually going to make sure that it's dark enough and little bit dark with that. Right. I think that also should be enough. Next, next is this. Actually, we should have painted this first and that next. This actually has more of brownish, not reddish. I'm using a red oxide. What is this called? Red iron oxide. So you need to keep that in mind. Okay, let's do here some spaces there for that. Okay, here a little bit. This actually has got some more red into that. Okay, that's fine. Here some shadow will be there. There is some crack and it goes down. Yes, we paint this full. There is a small big water droplet that we need to keep in mind. So let me just take some more focus screen. Okay, so this is where I will put a little bit of focus screen, not much. Like I said, this is actually going to be, this color is more of okay. Then I will also put this brush, that red oxide. Not much, you don't need much, but still, as far as I can see, there is much of that. Just add drop of water and then add this. You don't need much of that. You don't need very thick. So this actually has more of this color, so we have to blend it. There is no other option to that. There, go on top of that here. Put that. Put some little bit color there too. Inside it's there already. There it is there, and it's there too. Then comes here a little bit there, right? Here actually I need to put some. That's enough. Because according to that, if I take this, then I need to be able to. You need to put some shadows there later, so you have to be careful with what you put as darker light. So then what I'll do is, before I use the bigger brush, I'll blend this with whatever is possible here, these two colors. Blend it, because that doesn't have to be exactly red outside, it has to be mixed with that, and I don't want to leave it red. But green here and add some more green to that. Be careful with the color application. One at the below, if it goes down, it's fine. But if you're okay, that's good enough. I got some. This is also good enough. Okay, so that's enough. I will not do anything else. Just leave it like that, and then we'll try to blend with this brush. I'm 100% sure I should just be able to drag this along here. I think that should be enough. I got some effect at least. It's not that bad. So okay, that's enough. Next is my bigger one. Also has some little bit of dark and light, dark and light. We have that color. We have that color. I think the color what we have is more than enough. So I'll take the entire white from here to here. Mix as much as possible. So we need that entire color for that. We'll play with. Okay, so that should be enough. Okay, here again some brown, all of them cracks, all of them are there, but in between green is there. That green we will manage that. Once we apply that, it's not going to dry that fast. So anyways, we can blend and mark all that. This as long as this white is there, white is actually going to compete with the flower, everything. It has to have some surrounding. Again, I won't be able to see the edge. That's why I was saying you need to manage. For this, what I'll do is now itself I'll just put some dark line here. This is a very big lily pad. Okay, I need more white. Okay, let's just take that white. Okay, that's good enough. This goes inside, right? Okay, I need to put some dark there. Okay, all those details we'll put it later. Okay, some more oxide green. Turn this so I can get no, I can get better edge control. Okay, okay. So here, at least I'm about to cover the entire thing what I need, except details. So we have things that we need to put little bit there. I think little bit there too. This has to be a little bit darker on the shadow, right? So I have to use little bit darker color.
How is it going there? 1 hour 27 minutes and 38 seconds.
What was the last week?
Last week was 1 hour 31 minutes, I think so.
38.
31.
Where? Where was 31 coming from?
Let me check.
Which? Uh-huh.
1 hour 27 minutes.
Just 1 hour 27 minutes?
I think this is our longest live stream yet.
Which one?
This is our longest live stream.
How much is it?
See there, 1 hour 28 minutes.
Yes. Okay. So let's put some edge. This is where you manage all the edge. Let me put some drop of water to this. We don't need much.
It's a bit over seconds.
There's some crack is there. Here something is there and then.
But how is it possible a lily pad can have a crack?
Wait, it's a pad. It is torn.
How can it tear? Nobody's even touching it.
Aye. Wind,
Frogs?
fish, frogs jumping. I don't know. What else you can think of?
Taking a frog can eat the lotus.
Uh,
Do you think a frog can eat a lotus?
they jump here and there. Why?
Can eat.
Going to leave that like that. And this I will leave it like that again. All just a part of blending crack.
I think everybody is already bored with seeing the lotus.
When I want to paint, then it takes time. That's why painting is also because nothing is shortcut.
That one person, whoever is watching, he was watching this whole thing.
Uncle Kavi. Because I told him. Watch one. Okay, so next is what we'll do here is I need to put some dark under this. I cannot get darker than that because this has to get a little bit darker.
It's a shadow. Don't make it look like a sticker is stuck on the painting.
Yes, very important. So I'll just blend it a little bit. Okay, blend it a little bit. Paint is still wet, so that's why you might see that I think that should be more than enough whatever I wanted to put. Let me just see. I want to put some greenish here and there. Hooker's green. We need more of a curve screen, but first let it dry. Before that, we'll come back. It's going towards the center here. Okay, it's all done. Leave it like that. Let's work on a little bit of shadows here. For that, I need Payne's gray. Just Payne's gray is more than enough, and I can add just that green here itself. So let's just take the Payne's gray and we'll see what we can do with that. Dark here also a little bit of is there, and that green also I will just add it. We need a little bit darker and shadow. This is where we put that darker color. So first let's work on the darker color reflection. I did not put full dark. I think maybe I should have put, but let's just see. That is reflection of maybe another lily pad or any plant which is around. Which is surrounding that. So this is just the reflection. So you have to remember I'm using that. So there is that can be any shape. So you can actually put even just some shapes of trees too. So let's just see there. And let's do the same thing for this green also. I'll take that green. Okay, so again one more and leaf shape. This one is remember that this doesn't have to be exactly.
So then after we do the reflection, we go to the lily pad drops.
So that is that reflection which is there, and then okay, one more is there. Bigger ones. I'm just looking for bigger ones first. Yeah.
After the reflection goes the lily pad drops, correct?
No. All reflections wherever I can see.
No, after all the reflections goes to lily pad drops, correct?
Yes.
And then finally you're ending the live stream.
Yeah, I think so. I'm just adding some reflections here too. Just so let's just do that here, and all is fine. So I'm going to switch back to my trusted round brush. This is actually
Is it trusted?
trusted means it's actually not broken for a long time because used it for many years, but still using to get a right effect. So here, what I'm going to do is whatever green I have, and then I'm going to use that mixture of Payne's gray straight. So I need some darkness here wherever I'm going to put as reflection. But as you can see, I'm not using black. But if you want, you can. Here I see that I'm going to go here. There is dark there, but little bit of reflection is also there. I will leave that light little bit like that, right? Yeah, just like that. That's just the pure reflection. So I am reflection means in the sense that is that the dark reflection, right? We'll leave that white there. It's just then the next. All I'm going to do is I'm going to apply wherever my detail needs to be, and the reflection of this petal is going to be here.
Because it's from an angular view, we don't have to paint the reflection of all the petals.
No,
Only the
because
petals
the
are.
light.
Because it's not from the exact top angle, exact side angle. It is in the northwest angle.
Hmm,
It's in the
it's
northwest
just
angle. That's why you can't see all the reflections, and you can't see none of the reflections. You can see some of them, not all,
right.
not all.
Okay, so next is where else we put that, and then we start playing with all this. Here some reflection is there. Now I'm referencing my photos, reference photo. Here is something smudged, so we are going to smudge that as well.
With our fingers.
Yes, finger is the best blender.
Oh my god.
Yes, see that is the blender. Just like that. Okay, next. Where else? Where else? Here. There.
This paint.
There.
So it looks like while we were painting, the paint went on the microphone.
Microphone. Okay.
And it's dried.
It's right.
Mm.
You put the paint.
I did not even touch it.
You did not touch it. Okay. Then you will see. Some of them are actually here. Something is smudged. So I don't know, but I will do that. I will see it, but I don't want to spoil it. That's a pure sky color. All that, everything is there.
Here's that light green.
So next, there is dark is there. That is there. This one is done. That is done here. Coming back to this part.
If anybody is having trouble hearing us because of the paint, leave us in the comments, please.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So if they don't hear us, we can take out the paint on the microphone so that they can hear it.
Mm-hmm. There is a darkness again. That darkness was just there. That's it. Not much. So I will not go much of it. No dilly dallying there. Here is another. So that one is there. Again, next is right here. Again. This one is there. Here we need to. Okay. First, let's look at whatever is has to be blended. Then we will see. Let's try to use this flat brush. Just do the dry brushing. Blend it. Right. And also I want to use some dry brush here. This one actually has some shadow here. Okay, again wipe this off. Again just dry brush blend this. And in between actually what we have is there is something that the bottom line is there under the water. That's just underwater. Which might have any. That should be very light. That's just underwater, so I will just leave it as is. So make it a little darker and then one side just to get that line. Okay, so the next is
The painting is looking great.
mhm. Okay, next is again we have to continue with the dark. We didn't complete that part. Here, okay, that one is there. Little bit cracks are there inside.
What is it line?
Let's put some cracks here too. There's some crack. There's one more crack to this one too here.
And especially on the big lily pad, there are a lot of cracks. Allah. Even cracks in the middle of the lily pad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's try wherever is that reflection here. This actually has black here.
This is actually going to be our first live stream of 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Here. That one doesn't have anything. So it goes here. Okay, from this side, you come from that side actually. But it's just some cracks, so I need to put that. Again, there is some kind of green, this one under thick one. So we put that with that kind of white. Now let me do some dry brushing again. This is just to get that very dry brushing, like I said. Okay, next we put some more dark here, I think, on that side. Okay, so that's what it is for now. I think that should be more than enough. I don't think I can put anything. Think so. We'll just put some. Now I need some ochre screen properly to put some all this droplets and some water. Get that on the brush. We can actually use. So let's start from left. Anyways, that's where we started off with. I can use liner brush. Let's see how liner brush works. I think it's better. I'm not going to put too many of them, but at least you get the idea what I'm trying to put. Let's use just this. What do you call focus screen? Try to put as much as possible. So I'm putting the edges of all those droplets. What I think are there, so that way we can just play with those droplets later again. Make sure it is darker and lighter. You get the lines thinner, thicker, all of them small. But Okay, so some more here. Smaller, bigger, all of them. Just try to put that darker. We added white to that other green. So here what I want you to do here is just take anything darker. If you added white to one of yours before, add some white to don't add anything, straight take, and depends on what green you are using again. I think I will leave it there. That one should be good. Next, we get on to the other one. Many are there, so we will just try all of them. So here it's a repetition process, but I've chosen, so I will show you exactly how I'm going to complete this. So if you follow along, so that should be enough. You can move on to the other one. So if you want, you can actually put more. So one other good thing is on this little pad, there is one big one is there. So I'm very happy with that. That is really big enough. Um, yeah, yeah. Mm, Lot of effort. It's not an easy one, but I think at the end it's worth. You just have to see how long I have done this, so that means you should be able to do it pretty much in the same time if you are actually comfortable with the colors, whatever colors you have. Okay, so here, what else? One more. Small ones I'll put here. I'm going to use only one color here, so you can just follow along with this. I can actually use with that red, so I'm not going to do that. It's almost done, just a little bit of after this. It's enough. Again, we move back to the top one. It is even larger than any other here, so we will try to manage only a little bit of them. It's just all reflections here, so you have to keep in mind that that is just going somewhere. You put some highlights and then at the end, so you finish this painting. Detail is something that you can spend a lot of time on it. Sometimes yes, I do. Sometimes no, because it depends actually how much do I. I could have just painted this lily pad and left it, but at least when I paint this, others can easily see the effort, and then something that you learn out of it. Correct? It is just here. I'm not going to put too much of it, but let's say as much as possible. Too much of work. I know that. If you are trying this, just try some of them because it's not going to be as easy as a lot of patience. Okay, so let's just put some here. Just adding drop of water to this so that my liner brush just gets that. Let me just turn this little bit so I can. I'm just using hooker screen here, so let's just put one big one here. Small, small, small. As you can see, this has taken longer time. You just want to put, you get the gist of it. So I think that should be enough. I'm not going to put anything anymore. So little bit work on little bit of highlights of this, and then we will go back to that last part of the flower, because now we know what we need to put there. So for this reason, what I want is, so whatever we had this green, we mixed with white. So I am actually going to take that green itself a little bit. Hooker's green, I will take hooker's green. Now what I am trying to put here is very dry brush but brighter color. Let's just see how it works. So let me just show you how it feels here. See that? A little bit brighter, just the shining, and then a little bit darker actually, a little bit. Then take this brush, just rub it, blend it, just like that. So that's what I want you to do. Take that. For I'll come from here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little there, 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 there. Maybe I might not put it for all of them, but for some of them, yes, because I need to get that effect, shining effect, right? But I'm not going to put shadows because the angle of this is different. Just a little bit, not all of them. So as you can see, if I put some here and some here, and let's put only on that side, just to get that, and only on this side. Okay. White brush off, just smudge this so to get that effect, and do the same thing for this one too, that one too, and this. Then again to the next. Okay, that's enough. As you can see, I didn't put all of them, only some of them. It's more of dry brush. So that one is done. Let's put into white. Here dark is, that's what that will actually show through a little bit better. Okay, take that. Should be good. Next one, let's go on top of this one here a little bit. I can see it needs a little bit of brightness for some of them here. Here I need at the edge, so I can see, and maybe here, a little bit here. Again, I think I will use that brush. There, there. As you can see, that brightness actually brings out the brightness from the light on those droplets. Okay, little bit of that blending, dry brush, little bit inside. Okay, next, not all of them, like I said. only where I really need to show that punch of color, maybe the shadiness of the droplets. There, there, very dry brush. I'm not even using much of paint there. Okay, for this, let's try this one first. There, that one. There, and some more. Not all of them, but on this bigger lily pad, I need to put some more compared to any other ones. Let me put that, and mainly against this dark here, I need to put some here. I need to put it. Okay, let's put that. Okay, I think we have put enough. I don't want to put all of them. Maybe some white drops, small ones. Not all of them might be shiny, so I'm just going to leave it as is. So that is that. Now is the time that if I really want to put some brightness onto that. Okay, let's just see. There are some white lines are there, which is little bit of this color and little bit more of white. So let's just see whether I can actually put that edge here. That is the shininess of that edge of the petal itself. So that is that color. I need to put that. Otherwise, I won't be able to get it right. It's just there. And here it's there, here. Hmm. Yeah, that's where it is. So I will leave that as is, but there is something else we forgot on this red and green. I will mix even the black one also. I'll mix that a bit, make it a little bit darker. Uh, Payne's gray, not enough. A little bit more. Add a drop of water to that. Some dark drops are there on this one.
2 hours 22 minutes.
Uh-huh. There some drops put underneath. So it needs some.
Did you use the best blending tool in the world?
Just blending tool in the world.
Your finger?
Yes, I used.
Good, good, good. Are you done?
What does it look like?
Very good. Very good.
Hmm.
Even the water droplets mainly have the reflection of the thing that's on top of them.
Hmm. Okay, next is white. Last highlights, like a little bit of this, that, and then we just finished up. What everyone learned is how to paint water droplets for more than half an hour.
More than half an hour. 2 hours.
Hmm.
Two.
Okay, so I'm going to take just white. This is where I'm going to use apply a little bit and put your stroke wherever you want. This is what I was talking about at the end. If you want, you can actually use that as dry brush. That's where it is. So now that white will actually show through. It's not competing with the, see that? This is what I was talking about. Okay, again take, go around, try wherever you felt actually has to be a little bit more whiter because now surrounding is darker and you get the texture for the petal itself. And use your finger if you want, just like that.
I thought you finished with the lotus.
No, this is the last we left for highlights, correct? We need to know what we are putting here because this was not white enough and then we did not know how much to put white because the canvas white was too bright and we ended up putting this more pinkish outer petals rather than white. Just the last bit of what do you call, because surrounding is darker now, these petals will look more bright.
According to my thinking, these kinds of, I don't know, whatever, these things, those brown ones inside, I think they look like frog eggs.
Frog eggs, maybe fish eggs, frog eggs,
Fish don't lay eggs on the lily pads.
what to do?
Frog eggs are very small, but they don't look like frog eggs because if they're frog eggs, they have to be covered in gel that
Mhm.
protects them.
So now is the time if you want to put anywhere highlight.
Moment of truth.
Eh, you can say that.
I think this is the biggest droplet here. A puddle on the lily pad.
This is the time where you can actually make marks to get your petals right because if I want to put everything in the center,
If you
this is
paint,
the
if you have painted this whole painting, you leave us in the comments below which part of this painting was the hardest for you. Was it the strokes of the lotus? Was it the droplets? Or was it the blending of the lily pad? Just leave us in the comments below for us to know. And in
Mhm.
the next tutorial, in the next Sunday, in our next tutorial, we'll know exactly where to explain more.
I think that's enough. I will not dilly-dally with that. Last part is yellow.
Yeah. Where yellow? Oh, inside the lotus.
Mm.
I thought that was too orange actually.
Orange. So we add some orange to that.
No, I thought so. It was too much orange there in your.
There, yes, because I wanted that to dry. So I have taken yellow here. Add some drop of water.
Only half drop. Only half.
Main thing is you have to keep in mind that this yellow is opaque. It's opaque. So if it is transparent, if you are using liquid, some liquid one, you have to be very careful that it might not get that effect. So I'm going to start from the center a little bit, because now it's dried. You are actually going to get very good effect of the color because it's opaque. First, I'll start with dots. Then I'm going to go with very thick paint.
Next time, try to make sure that we don't do such a detailed painting that will go on for 2.5 hours.
Uh-huh. Yeah, what I didn't expect that.
Maybe it was better only the Lotus and one lily pad instead of all that.
This is a good tutorial.
Don't put too much yellow so that the orange will not be seen at all. Otherwise, if you put too much yellow from a further distance, you will not even recognize that orange is there. So don't put too much yellow. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
I'm just trying to see what is.
Now actually it feels too yellowish. Okay. Maybe you should have done that with the liner brush.
No, they are thick.
No, but I think it's too much. So
Enough?
no, just leave it.
See there?
Don't want to spoil it too much, just leave it.
Leave it? Okay.
Because when I open my eyes, I don't want my eyes to go only on a yellow.
Only on the yellow.
We
Okay.
want to make eyes.
So that is done. That is done. I think
Painting
painting is done. So let's just try. Any details, anything extra you want to put, you have to just put it on your try it, so you got an idea exactly what we are trying to achieve here. I will paint white later edges. I'll post
like
it.
these little edges?
Not with this we can paint because I just left it as is so that I can put frame on that. So write your
This is
comments.
our painting.
So let's see.
If
What
you ever
actually-
saw a real lotus and lily pads like this, you leave us in the comment the comparison between our painting and the one that you saw naturally.
Reference photo, but we have tried our best. So let's see. You just let us know how it was. If you want, follow along, and then we can try your best.
Do let us know your experience in the
Yes.
comments.
And if you have, if you are here for a long time, and then if you like this, hit that like button, and then don't forget to subscribe. So that actually makes me do more and more live. It's very long, but I hope you will learn something out of it. So
And watch out for next Sunday's live stream.
again, same 4 p.m. Sunday 4 p.m. Okay.
I hope you enjoyed this one and you'll enjoy all our other live
Other
streams.
live streams too. Okay.
We'll
then
see you in the next one.
Next one. Bye bye.